Hey guys, this is one time I let the picture do the talking. This is my recently finished redo of my Jason Goes to Hell custom figure. Now, the only thing left of it at this point that really is sideshow is the stand, the shoes, I believe, the machete that I basically added that gore. And if you guys have seen my original video where I showed him, you know I already had the knife like that, or the machete, I should say. And once again, I had sculpted the heart that he's holding. I glued that right on the hand because I don't ever want to let that go. I don't want him to drop it. And the clothes. So basically, I have a brand new Jason Goes to Hell sculpt that I did. Okay, this is mine. This is not anybody else's. I did this from scratch. Now, I'll tell you how I pieced it together. I had a Part 7 Jason made by Mezco. A lot of people may know that figure. It's not very good. It's pretty much plastic except for the shirt. And I used it for parts. I picked it up cheap and I used certain things from it. And I never knew what to do with the mask because the mask, although it was good, it was only right for that figure. It wasn't good to use like with sideshow Jasons or anything like that. So when I decided that I wanted to do a new Jason Goes to Hell sculpt, not redo the sideshow one. All right, matter of fact, here's the original sideshow one. And I had posted pictures of this, and this is what you saw. And I went with the blown out look with that one. So I guess now this could be a cool accessory, an extra head accessory now. um, but as you can see, I mean, that's the sideshow sculpt that I had reworked and added stuff to. I added sculpting to it. Um, but I was never completely happy with it, and I think people that have seen it probably didn't think it was the best either. So, bam. Okay, so what I did was I took the Mezco mask and I said, you know, this mask is smaller and it would be great for Jason Goes to Hell. Like it dawned on me because it's smaller and you know we all know that his look in that movie, the head is kind of like engulfing the mask, almost like you know the mask is kind of embedded into his head and face and everything else. So it ended up being perfect. So that's what I used. So I used that mask and I painted it and made it look more, you know, the color accurate for that movie. You know, used some black washes and everything else. And then I sculpted around it. I used first Super Sculpey that I hardened, and I went with reference pictures, but it's not identical. I mean, I'm not, you know, this is not a perfect representation of his head or a perfect replica, but I did use pictures for references to kind of get close with my sculpting skills, and I wanted to add my own flair to it. I didn't, you know, I wanted to be my own. You know, I wasn't looking to totally 100% copy. I kind of wanted to put my own flair to it. You know, based on the sideshow head sculpt, based on pictures from the movie, and based on a mask that I had. I had a Jason Goes to Hell mask that was like a one piece that went right over your head, and I kind of remembered that and used that as a reference in my head. So all that together made this. So once I had the sculpting done, I then went over with epoxy to finish up my sculpt, and you know, because I heated it to dry the Super Sculpey, and then I did epoxy on top of it to add more detail. And everybody knows epoxy is air dry, which is great. So once that dried and fermented, then that was that. And then I basically was able to just pop the mask right on, kind of sculpt a little bit around the mask to make it look like the skin is kind of like, you know, like in the movie where the skin is kind of coming, protruding over the mask and kind of eating the mask away. It's like getting sucked into his head. And and that's it. And it dried, you know, once the epoxy dried, it kind of, you know, firmed everything up and done. I did add some real straps to the head. Now I know he doesn't have the O-ring straps in that movie, but that is straps I had left over that I created. I made for my original Jason Takes Manhattan custom. I later replaced it with another mask, but I had originally made these straps myself for that movie, and I loved the straps, and I wanted to do something with them, and I wanted to use them. So even though it's not, you know, film accurate to Jason Goes to Hell, this was my chance to, you know, recycle something, you know, and I wanted this to be all mine. So I love the way the straps came out, and they look cool, so I wanted to use it on you know, on a figure, so on a Jason figure. So here you go. Now, a lot of people, you know, I've seen before my original sculpt, I used the original head. I used like brownish hair, but as I looked at the images in the movie poster that I have, I see that his hair is actually black in that movie, or very dark brown, or maybe borderlining black, just like evil hair, you know, just growing out of like a dead carcassed head. So I went the black, and I wanted it to be messy, and I wanted it to be kind of unruly. where it's subtle. It's not like thick, but it's there. I mean, you could see it in the lens right now. You could see it in the camera, in the video. Um, and, you know, this is the thickest part here, which is always the most noticeable coming out of here, out of this side of the head. So there you go. I mean, look at that right there. Isn't that a cool shot of him? Look at the side view right there with the head and the hair. And, you know, I think it came out pretty good. I mean, it came out good enough for my collection. I mean, this is what I wanted to do, and I always wanted to upgrade. Now, the other thing, the other biggest part about this upgrade, and what motivated me to redo the figure, is the body. Once again, I am using one of the new caustic plastic bodies. That's muscular, kind of has an Arnold Schwarzenegger look, but it's also perfect for Kane Hodder Jasons, like from Part 7 on. So if you're doing a Part 7, Part 8, Part 9, Jason, you know, well, maybe not Freddy versus Jason because that wasn't Kane Hodder, or Jason 10, this body's great. As you can see, it's got the bigger padding look. I mean, I did pad it a little bit underneath. He's wearing like a shirt underneath here, and I did add some skin showing through the holes. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can zone in. It's a little dark, you know, as usual. I'll turn it towards the light so you can see. So basically, I took some pieces off of the back rubber part that shows his like spine and stuff, and I cut some pieces off to make it fit the body better. And then I glued it and inserted it into these holes to make it so you could see the rotting flesh through the shirt, just like in the movie. There's another one there. I think I used about 3 or 4. I think there's another piece there and stuff. So, and then there's one, yeah, there's one there too. A little dark, but you can kind of, there you go. You can kind of make it out. So, you know, as I'm learning and trying to get better, I'm revisiting some of the things I did and try to improve it. I did repaint and touch up the back. So I added some more blood and gloss. So there's his spine and his back showing through. Okay. And, you know, his pants and everything else. And that's it. And this was a cool figure. This figure came with cool accessories and stuff. Like it actually came with the Book of the Dead that looks like from Evil Dead, because it did actually appear in that movie. And, you know, it's a shame. There was a missed opportunity there. They really could have did a great tie-in to Evil Dead with this if they ever did the whole Ash versus Freddy versus Jason thing. I know they did it in comics, but I would have loved to seen it on screen. And this is the dagger from the movie. There you go. And that's Sideshow. These came with the figure originally, so these are just now nice accessories for him. And there's my old blown out head, so I figured, you know, it could be used as a prop now. So that's like, this is before, and that's after he gets blown to smithereens in pretty much in the first 10 minutes of the movie. So there you go. So, you know, it's a shame. I love this movie. I didn't love the concept of changing his character about him jumping from body to body, but I love the look of Jason. I really wish he just looked like this throughout the whole film instead of them making other people get possessed by him. I think it was a wasted opportunity, honestly. How badass would it have been to have him looking like this throughout the whole film, going around killing people? Now, one more minor detail I want to say. I didn't make the mask removable, obviously, but I know underneath on the right eye, it's like if you look at the set pictures and all that, he has a skull face. So I blackened out this eye. The lighting, once again, is not really cooperating with me, but he has an eye here. But on this side, I painted I did kind of sculpt there a little bit to make like a skull rim. So you can kind of see the skull. I blackened out the eye. Let me see if I can really get in there and zoom in. Oh, hold on, that's really blurry. Bear with me. There we go, that's about as close. See, you can see the bone underneath the mask. So that was just a little added touch I wanted to do. And like I said, overall, I'm really proud of him. You know, for my standards, I think he came out great. I love that view once again right there. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy with him. And I hope you guys are too. I hope you like him. So this is my official now, Jason, new and improved Jason Goes to Hell 1/6 figure, done by me. And there you have it. All right. I'm gonna be redoing my Jason 7. I'm gonna be doing Part 8. Again, I have all new things coming up, and just before anybody even bothers to ask, because I've been getting a lot of PMs on YouTube, he's not for sale. So I'm just saying that straight right now in case anybody asks. I mean, I have people randomly ask about figures I show if they're on sale. If he is on sale, or if I ever do decide to sell him, I will let you know. Alright, so there's one more look at him. My camera. I have a 10-minute limit on this camera in between shots, so if I exceed 10 minutes, that's why a lot of times I have to edit my videos. If I ramble and I talk beyond the 10 minutes, then the camera shuts off of me and I have to redo a new one. So this is just that was why there was a little edit there. So anyway, one last time, here's my Jason Goes to Hell My official Jason Goes to Hell custom. Sorry about that. I knocked over my glue, and I wanted to save that before it spilled all over my table. I really have to clean this table up. And there you have it. And I'm going to be back. Look at that. I'm going to be back very soon because with Halloween coming up, I'm going to do a special Halloween video where I'm going to just show off all my customs that I have relating to Halloween, Michael Myers, whether it's the old or the remake. There's going to be some figures I am going to be selling, and I'll mention that in the next video. So I'll be back in about a week or so with that video. And that's it for now. Okay, so until next time, guys, peace out. Joebizz34. Once again, take care.